Did you die at the altar when you got married and put on that new man?
That newness.
And then also, did you really consider the fact that once I get married, I have to grow and I have to change, right? And if I have to grow and I have to change, then that means my husband also has to grow and has to change. So, do we really consider that in marriage? Before you get married, did we really consider that? Did you really consider that?
So this whole marriage thing, the whole marriage thing, you know how when you get married, everything is beautiful, and the male is always standing at the altar, and then you see your wife, your future wife to be, walking down the altar. You get there,
walking down the aisle.
Thank you. You say your vows. You may now kiss the bride. You jump the broom, whatever, pour the sand, all that. Then you walk back to the back, and then boom, life begins. So, life begins. But does that mean that you still stay the same as life begins, or are you expected to be different? One of the things we were listening to, or I can't remember how we came across this topic, but they stated that
we were listening to another podcast.
Yes, we listened to another podcast, and they stated that as you approach the altar, you should approach the altar with the mindset of
this is a place to die.
Yeah, you're dying. The old self is dying.
Well, they didn't say the old self, but
just not the old self.
Said straight up, just a place to die. Yeah. And so when he said that, for me, I was trying
to like, set it up, but
you set it up, so we there now. we're there. Y'all can see right that he's the one that takes the, and I'm like, all right.
I'm trying to set it up, y'all.
You set it up, good job, baby. Good setup. So he was talking about, that the altar is a place, and not just the marriage altar. The altar, period, is a place of sacrifice. Yes. It's a place of death. Yep. And so even talking about it now, I think about who was Abraham, who was supposed to go to the altar and sacrifice his son. Yep. That was a place of sacrifice, right? And so when we go down to the altar, it's not just for prayer, but it's for us to lay down something, right? A part of ourselves are supposed to be dying. And so he was saying that in marriage, and this was so good, y'all.
It was good.
I was like, what? It was like, in marriage, when you get married and you go and you present yourself at the altar, it is supposed to be a place of dying. So when we got married, I should have died to my old self, and you should have died to your old self. And now we're going to be in new life together. Yes.
New creatures.
Right?
Yep.
What does the Bible talk about? That we become one now? That you have to leave.
Yeah. My family, my mother and my father, and cleave to my wife.
And cleave to your wife. That's new life.
It is.
That's new life. That's death to the old life, right? And so that thing hit deep.
It did.
It hit hard.
It was dope. You never think
hit real hard.
You never think about it like that. But it's just, you don't ever think about it like that, because you just walk up to the altar to get married, and then. Because it's traditional, it's routine, I don't say it's routine, but it's traditional, it's what everybody does, but you don't ever think about, okay, I'm about to leave the 9-9 Myron, and You know, you about to leave that, and you know, you about to be 2,000. I couldn't think of another way to kind of.
Okay.
But I mean, it's good though, because you do have to put a lot of things to rest, you know. And like Pastor Bill was saying, shout out to Harbor City Church, you have to decide to do that. It's a choice.
Oh yeah.
You know, and it's not gonna happen. Maturity doesn't just happen just by a happenstance. It's a choice.
I mean, it's a choice in our relationship with God too.
Correct.
Like every day we choose to say, I'm going to stay committed to the Lord. I'm going to stay committed to his ways. I'm going to try to please him. I'm going to try to, live a life that's pleasing in his sight. So if I can't even stay committed to God.
I know I can't. On a person and one I can't see, how can I stay committed to you when I can't see you?
Right.
That's Bible.
Right. Or I'm saying that I'm staying committed to God.
Yes.
But I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm definitely not gonna stay committed in my marriage.
In my marriage, yeah.
Like if I couldn't even die to God.
Mm-hmm. In the beginning.
This is for, not like how this is for the
Christians.
For the believer.
Yeah, only for the believers.
That's
the believer. We gotta say that.
For the believer. This is
the
not.
believer.
These conversations, they're open to everybody, but these conversations are not going to be received by everybody, and that's okay. We're okay with that because we know what we believe, and we know that there are a whole lot of folks out here who don't believe what we believe, and that's okay. That's okay.
That's good. We were thinking the same thing at the same time.
Well, yeah, because of what we were talking about. You know, it comes out like that, and it's like,
we gotta remember,
it's for the believer. It's for the one that says that Yah is, you know, the salvation, right?
All in all,
he's the one who laid down his life for me, you know, at the cross, and you know, the death, the burial, the resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
That's who these conversations are for, right? They're open to everybody.
So we walk them all,
but they're not for everybody, and that's okay. That's all right. Anyway, so that whole coming to the altar is a place of death.
Yeah.
It's like,
at the wedding.
Yeah.
Yes.
Coming to the altar is a place of death.
Yes.
I mean, and when you think about it biblically, like you can build your altar anywhere, right? And so, but every time you build an altar, it's because I'm coming to lay something down so that I can pick up something new.
Yes.
So the question is, when you got married, at that altar, wherever it was, did you die?
Because you are standing before God.
We say that, right?
Yep, we do. Yep.
Here in the sight of God and all these witnesses.
And all these witnesses.
Yeah. So the question is, did you die?
Woo.
And it's a personal question, you know.
That's a good poll question.
And then I also want to follow that up with saying it's not too late.
Never too late.
It's not too late if you come to the conclusion, oh wait a minute, I ain't die. Oops. It's okay. It's okay. Yes. Like it ain't too late. It's not too late. But talk to your partner too, because that means some things are about to change.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
So
definitely talk to your partner so that y'all can be on the same page.
Yeah.
You don't want
not to ask permission or something, because
no.
You're not asking permission to die and become new. But we say talk to your partner just so that y'all are on one accord.
Jinx, you owe me a Coca-Cola or Dr. Pepper. Ginger ale.
Anywho. So, yeah, man, because that's good.
It is.
That's so good. And that just, and this is probably going completely left field or not, but that just gets me to thinking about in marriage how how we change throughout marriage, right? If I'm the same person I was when we met 15 years ago, 20 years ago.
Okay, I was gonna say, man, we ain't made no 15. Well, yeah, we did. Dang.
Then something's wrong. If I'm the same person, like, now I hear people like, oh, he's the same all the time. She's the same all the time. I think that means like personality, right? Like,
yeah, because I mean your personality is part of it.
But they don't mean that you still think the same.
Yeah, your mindset has to change sometime soon.
I hope so.
I hope so. It should. Your mindset should change.
I hope so. But do we go into marriage thinking about that?
Well, that's why.
Because I've heard so many. Sorry, baby. I've heard so many divorces or separations. Like, he ain't the same person I married. They ain't supposed to be.
They ain't supposed to be. So that could mean somebody stayed the same.
They ain't supposed to be the same.
Somebody stayed the same.
Now,
that's why
if it changed for the worse,
that's why you gotta seek wise counsel.
Yes. Now, if it changed for the worse, I get that. But he's not the same person I married. They're not supposed to be the same. She's not supposed to be the same. He's not supposed to be the same.
As I said, it might have meant somebody stayed the same.
I know. I'm just saying. Ooh. So, like, okay. Did you die at the altar when you got married and put on that new man?
That newness.
And then also, did you really consider the fact that once I get married, I have to grow and I have to change.
Yeah.
Right? And if I have to grow and I have to change, then that means my husband also has to grow and has to change. So, do we really consider that in marriage? Before you get married, did we really consider that? Did you really consider that?
Only thing that's constant is change.
True. Very true. So, that's okay. That is deep.
Yeah, and you will be going and going and going.
I could.
I know you could.
I definitely could.
Yeah, I see.
Hey y'all, thank y'all once again for tuning in to Beyond Expressions on Xpressions LLC TV. We hope that you enjoyed this conversation. Today's episode is brought to you by Xpressions LLC, where you can
be seen,
be heard,
and express yourself.
Absolutely, y'all. Make sure that you tune in next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And always remember to express yourself.